what happens. In Delhi, when we sell tickets for comedy nights with couple, normally you would assume pehle sasta ticket bigega, then expensive tickets. In Delhi, expensive tickets sell first. So when you sell a cricket match, the 25,000 rupee ticket sells first. It's an ego market. They have to be seen at the right place at the right time. And when we sell out the 25,000 rupee ticket, there are only 12,500 rupee tickets left. People actually buy the 12,500 rupee ticket, but call us up and says, "पर 25,000 का price डालो ना, so I can show people that I went for the 25,000." It's a damn good market. They like spending. So these were some of the early lessons that we learned from 2002 to 2006. We installed ticketing software, we built our CRM. Now I'll give you another anecdotal story. And I'm using Delhi as an example because it's a very unique, it's a very cool market. It's one of our largest markets and I love it. I'm a born and brought up Bombay guy. I've been in Maharashtra all my life. But I love certain markets like Chennai, which operate very differently. Delhi that operates. I'll give you another example, Pune as a market, which is more recent. So in Delhi, we had this, so we used to build CRMs from 2002 to 2006. And one of the lessons, and these are all commonsensical anecdotes that I'm telling you because that's how you should actually build a business. Not about sala business plan build karo, Excel sheet. No business is built on an Excel sheet. No business is built on a PowerPoint. No business is built on a boardroom. Businesses are built by rolling up your sleeves. I always roll up my sleeves and I remember to roll up my sleeves every morning that I come into work. So there was this CRM that we were building. There was this guy called Mr. Khanna who used to buy 4 tickets for a family movie, to a kid movie, and get it delivered to his residential address. So we knew that. And every time he bought a ticket for a very sleazy, very cheap movie, he would buy 2 tickets and get it delivered to his office. If you layer an analytical layer, Khanna was having an affair. 100%. God forbid if you deliver 2 hour ticket to his home and this over there, uski batti band ho jati. But these are the things that you as a customer have to, as a company have to realize. And you have to keep within. It can never be exposed. I've given you the wrong name, I've given you the wrong city, but I'm telling you this happened. It's a truthful story. The second one was Papu Pelwan and Pahad Lunch. Every time he bought tickets, the 4th transaction he would snatch the ticket and bang the door. So we started blacklisting and whitelisting. That's how we built the CRM. Coming to Pune, which is a more sane story, not as insane as this. In Pune we realized that payments was a problem. The reason payments was a problem, the density of the population was high, but most of the people were students and most of the people working in Pune were BPO, KPO guys. Now if you recall, in 2008 when the global financial crisis happened, credit cards in the country grew from 21 million to 18 million. That's the number today. They've re-rated them. A lot of the credit cards from Pune actually lost their credit history because they were all BPO, KPO guys living from salary to salary and college students. So they automatically, not that they were bad paymasters, but they were just rated as risk factor being very high. Now the challenge was that Visa, which runs only debit cards and credit cards, who we work very closely with, was losing market share to net banking in Pune. And they don't make any money through net banking, but they make money through debit cards. So we said, what do we do? So we came up with a plan, which was a BOGO for 6 months, buy one, get one. But the plan that we called the communication strategy was, crazy kiya kya 1 rupee mein ticket. For 6 months in Pune, we were selling tickets. Every time you bought one ticket using your Visa debit card, whichever bank that you had it, if it was Visa, Electron, debit card, every time you bought one ticket, the second ticket was for 1 rupee. And you could buy, I think, you could get up to 3 such free tickets in a quarter, not more than 2 tickets in a month free and all of that. What that did was, for Visa, it took their debit card contribution from 2% to 31% in the offer period. And even today, after 3 years, the debit card contribution to Pune is 19.5%. It is the highest debit card contributing market in the country today. So, when you look at common sense problems, you find solutions, and that's your job. Your job is not to build a ticketing company, your job is not to build an e-commerce company. The reason why Sachin and Binny, who are friends of mine, or Deep Kalra from Make My Trip are successful is because they identified a problem and went to build it. The day you start saying that, hey listen, I want to become an entrepreneur to chase money, to create a valuation, I want to become rich, that is the day you are going to fail. Now coming back to the journey. From 2002 to 2006, all we did was build the ecosystem. In 2006, the dot-com revolution took place again. And in 2007, we went out into the market and raised capital. The name BookMyShow didn't come about because we went to some creative agency or design center. We ran a contest in the company. One of our interns who had joined us only 3 months in our technology department came up with the name and we said, great name, let's go with it. We ran a vote and he won an iPod Touch. In 2008, when we had the global financial crisis and we had the dot-com bust, we ran a vote in the company. Either we retrench people in the company, or what we are going to do is we are going to get all employees beyond a certain salary to take a 30% cut, 20% cut, 10% cut, and peons would not take a cut in the company. And we got a 90+% vote. And for 6 months, everybody took a pay cut. And that's how we survived, because when the markets bounce back, they bounce back harder. And you don't want to lose colleagues and friends, and it's very bad karma. We started growing in 2007, and then they say the rest is history. We got invested by Axel Venture Partners, we got invested by SEF, then we got a 1,000 crore valuation, now it's more than 1,000, I think it's 1,500-1,700 crores. It's a waste of my time. I don't care what the valuation is. The fact is, today we do damn good, amazing things. And I'll tell you what the proof of that is. Number one, in terms of value, we may not be the highest, but BookMyShow in terms of volume is probably one of the top 3 e-commerce transacting companies in the country. We get 500 million page views, we get 40 million visits, we do 5 million tickets a month. We have the highest repeat ratio of customers anywhere in the country. Our mobile app is the #1 mobile app by download volume, which is 8.5 million. We're downloading 50,000 downloads a day of new fresh customers. We're the only guys where iTunes and iOS works for free. We're the only guys who are onboarded on Nokia 520 series and upwards, and on all Micromax devices which are 8,000 to 15,000. We're the only company where more than 55% of our volume comes from mobile. And all of this is the truth. This is what makes happy customers. Now let me ask you some questions, right? All of you want to become entrepreneurs. In India, there is very no shades of grey. Either we are going to become the next nuclear power and we are going to rule the world, or we are a basket case, which is a banana organization, country. Indians are either very optimistic or they become very pessimistic. Australians are extremely optimistic all the time. And Kiwis and New Zealanders are always pessimistic all the time. Whenever Australia loses in a rugby game, the whole country goes behind and says, we are going to kick ass, we are going to kick ass, we are going to do better, we are going to win the next game. The whole country rallies around and says, we are convicts, we came as convicts to this country, but we are the #1 nation in the world. New Zealanders, if they lose a rugby game, the whole country will be morose for 4 years till the next rugby game happens. Indians oscillate between these two. We become like Australians sometimes and New Zealanders the other time. But the truth is always shades of grey. You have to have a balanced approach. The balanced approach is as follows. We say India is a very large market. There are 1.2 billion Indians. How many handsets in the country? You know, we say we are the second highest mobile market in the world. How many mobile phones in the country? 18 million. You're way off the mark. 18? 1-8? 90. Are credit card? 90. 90 million. There are 700 million handphones in this country. Out of 1.2 billion, it's 700. So 1.2 billion Indians, 700 million handphones. What has the 700 million handphones done? It's democratized this country. It's democratized information. The maid that comes to your house, your driver, your bhajiwala, your doodhwala, your delivery boy, they all have connection. They all have phones. They all can reach out. They can reach their children. They can call a hospital. It has democratized the country, what even democracy couldn't do for this country. We're not saying we're equal. We're still a very disparate nation. But we are very, very equitable in a lot of things that is happening in the country today. And the mobile phone technology is leading the charge. How many smartphones are there in this country? Now don't be afraid of trying. See, no fear of failure. Just because you gave a wrong number, abhi wapas bolo. You're again, tumhara 80 million change. But I like consistency. You are telling the same girl I love you over and over again. I was not like that when I was young. What is the total number of smartphones in this country? 100 million. You're closer to that. It's 160 million, 160, 180 million. Growing very, very rapidly. But how many data connections? 60 million, 80, it's close to you now. So, 1.2 billion Indians, 700 million handphones, 160 million smartphones, 60 million data connections. But the reality also is that, have you seen this really big cell phone company called Idea? They keep coming up with this ad, no ullu banayenge, India get onto the internet, no ullu banayenge. Do you know the two biggest circles in the country are Bombay and Delhi, and Idea does not even have 3G in both of them. It's on edge. So what are we talking about? This ecosystem in the country still doesn't exist. We are 1.2 billion Indians. Do you know how many bank accounts there are in the country? It's more than 80 million. How many bank accounts in this country? It's 350 million, 360 million out of 1.2 billion Indians. 2/3 of this country doesn't have a bloody bank account. Do you know how many credit cards I've already told you? Do you know how many debit cards in this country? The number of bank accounts there are. Do you know how many e-commerce transactors in this entire country? Out of 1.2 billion Indians, okay? So all of us are saying we want to become internet entrepreneurs. How many e-commerce transactors exist in this country?
400.
Sorry? Loud yaar.
500 million.
500 million, one number. I want another one.
5 million.
5 million. तुम तो दूसरे ही spectrum पर. You are like the New Zealanders here. 31. Next. Anybody else? No. 35 million. Total. So when you make your business plans as entrepreneurs, you will go to this VC and say, we are 1.2 billion Indians. I've got this business plan, e-commerce idea. Ye wo. There are bloody 35 million e-commerce transactors in this country. That's it. That is your universe. And out of the 35 million e-commerce transactors, only 13 million of them are digital payment e-commerce transactors. The rest are all cash on delivery. So whatever business that you build has to factor that in place. So what I'm trying to say is, but look at the headroom. What an amazing headroom this country has. As e-commerce grows, the transactors grow, the internet penetration grows, credit card, debit card, banking grows, all of that, you will become an extremely powerful nation and an extremely powerful people and an extremely powerful business idea. But it has to be done step by step. You cannot be burning cash month on month and then expect to deliver results. You will never deliver results. Now, having said that, that was our journey. And we've been able to scale this business over the last 16 years today. I will give you a few other sort of examples about how we built this. This is a little bit of sneak peek.